Hello, and welcome to another episode of Play Final Fantasy Tactics Rebirth. As we left off last time, we're about to go to Zekbos Desert, where Wiegraf is reportedly hiding. The Deaf Desert, although upwards of 50 degrees Celsius in the day, it falls below zero at night. If you look at our characters, I have changed Ramza into a Time Mage. Some people might think this is a bit premature, but as I said, I'm planning to make him into a Bard, and I want to get him to that class as fast as possible, so I'm kind of rushing. If we look at his jobs, he now has 2 in Priest, 3 in Wizard, which is actually 1 more than he needs. But I did want to level up until I could get a level 2 spell. And 1 in Time Mage, he needs 1 more in Time Mage. And then we'll start working on, I think it's Summoner is the next job that we have to worry about. And I think we need 4 levels in that. Yes, that's right. 4 levels in Summoner. So he will be a Summoner for quite a long time. Even with gain JP up. Because as I said before, we're not really grinding through Act 1. Alright. As for my other characters, not really much is going on. I am going to try using Deneb in this next level. She's still a chemist. I haven't really used her. But, for the most part, my characters really haven't gained much in the way of job points in the last couple missions. I did also give Judy charge +3, and I will be bringing her into this mission, although I'm not sure how useful she will be, because, well, we'll see the sort of tactical situation in just a moment. So let's go and give this a try. Right, so this is the first mission in the game in which our party is split up into 2 separate squads. So in the first squad I will use Ramza, and I will use Redford. In the second squad, I'm going to bring in Judy and Deneb. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about what this layout implies in terms of the actual map. I think this is one of the real kind of design problems with FFT, is the way that you place your units in this deployment screen and you can't see the map. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense at all, because if you were going to deploy your units on a battlefield, in a tactical setting, you would have some idea of what the battlefield looked like. Even if you couldn't see the enemy disposition on the battlefield, at the very least you could see sort of what the terrain was like. But in FFT, you really have no idea whatsoever, and I feel like this just leads to deploying, finding out what's going on, and then restarting the mission, as we did in the last mission. Anyhow, maybe we can get through this mission without doing that, because Cellar of Sand Mouse, a little bit of a translation error there. They went with Sand Rat to begin with, and now they're using Sand Mouse. Anyhow, this mission is not terribly difficult for the most part. I think it will be slightly more challenging because of our unit mix, though, which isn't the best. So this is the faction of the Death Corps who are loyal to Gustav. And as I said before, they are kind of trying to pursue this route of banditry in order to, you know, survive and find a way to make a living for themselves. And things are not going to go well for them. Alright, so my unit deployment has gone horribly wrong. I actually got the different deployment areas mixed up. So I wanted to have the knight out front here so that he could tank for us, but that's not going to happen. So instead I will just try to centralize my units and hopefully draw them out from their cover here. So they have 2 monks, 3 knights, and 1 archer. This Dallas is their elite. As you can see, has a higher level shield and a higher level helm, and possibly a higher level robe as well. And he also has the counter skill, which is quite good, and the attack up skill, that is a geomancer skill. So he is quite well equipped in terms of skills. So the challenge here is making sure that you get a good position on the enemies. The last time I played through this, it really didn't provide any challenge for me because I was a higher level and I had monk as well as a fairly well developed wizard that I could use, and between the monk's ranged attack and the wizard's magic, the walls really weren't an issue at all. But we'll see how things go this time. So, basic skill. And just for the job points, hopefully she can gain a level in the job level in this battle so that she can get off of chemist and move on to another class, because we are going to start needing her fairly soon. Algus providing some useful damage there as usual. Fortunately, he's not really in the best position for survivability, but not a big deal because he's just a guest character. Goodbye. So yeah, these enemies can be quite lethal if you get yourself into a bad position, like Algus just did there. But we are going to try to exploit the bad AI by drawing them out of position. I suppose Delita is also going to die here. Because, well, the guy is just bad. Well then. So Rams I've made into a time mate, and I want to use haste with him. But the thing about haste is that it's extremely limited in terms of the height that it can be used at, the height difference it can be used at, or sorry, height range I should say. And so that will shoot, and I will actually just wait with her, so yeah. And I will try to attack her. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, this isn't going well at all. All I've accomplished so far is to throw stones at my own characters and lose Algus. Well, let's see what happens to Delita. I think he is definitely dead. These monks are going to make short work of him. so they've actually blocked themselves within the walls there. Created a bit of a traffic jam. Okay. So... I am in a reasonable position to engage, but I'm actually just going to end for one more round. Yeah, see, I think even here, haste isn't going to do it. Yeah. Well, she's going to be our main damage dealer, so I will get her to do that. Okay. Let's go. And Rams is going to cast haste on her and miss. Okay, so done some more damage. Don't have a healer in this mission, so that is a big advantage for us. Elda is really just, I don't know, kind of throwing himself in front of the steamroller of the enemy's units. Not really in a position where I need to heal quite yet. And 3 stone. 60%. Let's do it. Okay, so time for my knight to actually do something here, and Della is going to heal himself, which is nice. I mean, he might slow down the enemies a little bit more over there. So this guy should do a fair amount of damage, yeah, and kill my chemist, so that is very bad for me. I think we just lost the battle there. Yes. So... this is an excellent place to use phase 2. Sure, absolutely dead. Bye. So she's gonna probably get hit by this archer, which is not good. Yeah, I think we're screwed. Ramza must have bad zodiac and affinity with this guy. In any case, gotta act, so goes. Questionable decision there by Delta. I think if I were him, I would have just gone for broke and tried to kill something. He's dead anyway. As I said, my archer kind of the main damage dealer. I think we have enough damage dealing potential to actually... Oh! Oh no. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough in Chemist to get Phoenix down and actually save us here. So I'm just gonna get Rams at suicide out of mana. Gotta do some damage. This is over. It's interesting, you know, playing through Act 1 without grinding. It certainly gives a very different experience. Game. Not looking good. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna restart here. Let's try to learn from our mistakes this time around. You want to see if there's any chance at all that we could get Phoenix down with one of those other characters. That would make a big difference. I mean, of course, not putting our Chemist in the front row would also assist with that issue, but, well, that's something that I did. Okay, yeah, that's a good skill to have. Phoenix down. Probably want that. Oh, excellent. Very good. And what about Duty? You learn Phoenix down as well? No, you can't. But 2 characters with Phoenix down is a big help. Okay. I'll just save again. It's important. And try not to screw up the disposition of units this time. Deployment of units. Okay, just the mic. Alright. So, guessing this direction would be towards the door. So I think I want Deneb and... Wait. Yes, that's right. Okay, and now... Knight. And... Archer. I feel like this is not going to go well again. It's just so confusing trying to map that abstract deployment screen onto the actual map of the game. I kind of wonder why they decided to go with that design choice, and I mean, you know, like, it's certainly not the way that most SRPGs have done it. Like, if you look at the Fire Emblem games, or, you know, even like Vandal Hearts, or Shining Force series, most of the time your units are deployed on the map, and I kind of wonder if it was like a memory limitation issue they ran into, because I know a lot of their design decisions for FFT were sort of dictated by the limitations of the PS1 hardware. For example, the magic system that is in this game, which is kind of famous, where, you know, your magic doesn't trigger immediately, and there's this kind of casting time system that's involved, where everything sort of happens really asynchronously. Apparently that has something to do with memory limitations of the PS1 hardware, but I don't really know the details about it. That's just something that came up during the promotional campaign for Unsung Story, the new strategy RPG being developed by Matsuno and his colleagues. Alright, so Delita will probably do exactly the same thing as he did last time, and Algus will as well. And I think we're going to... Well, let's see, if Delita runs over here and blocks up this entranceway, it may give Rams a good opportunity to nail 3 units with his magic. And I think I'm going to hope what happens. Sorry. I'll try to keep the Mist in a somewhat central position so that you move out to assist whoever gets killed. Throw a stone at Delita. Oh no. I may have just screwed up his AI there to be more cautious by throwing a stone at him. Oh man. I think this is going to cause issues for us, but we'll see. Focus is dead. Stone there. You know, monks do have considerable bonus to physical attack, which is why they can do that. So I think I'm actually going to send Rams over here, because the whole jam them up in this doorway idea has gone completely out the window, and he can actually do a pretty good hit here if the timing works. It does. Excellent. I'm gonna put red for here because it's probably gonna make it more awkward for the archer to try to hit him. Alright. Oof, that counter. Wow. Big damage. So this will make her vulnerable to being hit by the enemy archer. But at the same time, it will allow her to hit the enemy in the back, which is important because this means that after Ice 2, they should both die. I was hoping they would die. Wow, neither of them died. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I think we need to go all in on this direction. I may try to actually revive Algus, because he's just going to be potentially useful in terms of maybe getting an extra 40 damage out. What's Skeleton gonna do? Okay, so now you're gonna walk over there after taking 22 damage from Throw Stone. Whatever you want to do, fine. Oh, no. What's he going to do? He's just going to go for an... Oh, nice guard. Ugh. So that's not good. So the archer may... Oh, Algus. Algus, you can do it. Do it, buddy. He could have gone and killed the guy in the back, but my archer still might be able to get... Maybe that enemy was higher in the turn order. Of course, that elite's damage dealing potential is also greater than anyone else for sure. With that attack up skill. Which is a very good skill. No doubt about that. Okay, so this archer is trying to kill... Well, I think they were trying to kill Delita, but that job's already done. So they're just gonna whiff. So I think what Ramza should do... What is his movement range? Actually be able to hit both of these characters with a spell. Right. Especially considering that our units aren't in such a position where we could really maximize the utility of haste. And the utility of haste is reduced quite a bit just by the fact that our characters, Judy and Redford, both have low faith, so they're generally not going to successfully cast on them. Okay, I think this should be fine. Yes. Should I go for Ice 2? I think I should go for Ice 2. But let's just check the casting time. We are okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Yes, he will attack this character. Can you, Oh no, I thought you could shoot through that window, but you can't. Okay, so that's very bad. She can't do anything this round. A waste. I am glad I brought Algus back though. Oh, excellent. Okay, so you are going to heal Redford for sure. Stay there. This guy is probably going to throw stone. guy's gonna kill Algus. Oh, we can't kill Algus. Maybe Algus will use a high potion on himself. So I think if we use charge +3, does Hugo? No. I think if we use charge +3, we can kill this character. Things seem to have worked out reasonably well nonetheless. But maybe they've fixed that issue, or that bug in the game where you get infinite high potions with your NPCs, with your guest characters. That would have been the ideal situation for Algus to use high potion, had the ability to do so. So yeah, this character has a a normal bow, a long bow, which significantly has significantly lower damage than a crossbow, but does have the ability to shoot over things, whereas the crossbows just shoot in a straight line and get obstructed by more things. So it's a trade-off between damage and sort of versatility, I guess you'd say. Alright. This is gonna be interesting. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that, because... yeah, so our charge +3 is going to trigger just after his turn, which will kill this character, and therefore we're going to be better off instead charging in here. We'll use defend, protect ourselves. Okay. So, I use potion on Algus because he may do nothing, but he may also be able to attack the monk over this way. And she did get a job level up, so that means that we will be able to make her either into a wizard or a white mage. I think we'll make her into a wizard, because she is Deneb after all. Which... what are you going to do, Algus? What I need. Alright. Nothing for her to do, really. See if I can attack anybody, but I don't think it's possible. Be able to shoot somebody in the back, which is... kill Ramza? Seems like a likely she'll do. They'll do, yes. So she's best off heading this way. May need to revive Ramza at some point. Really concerned about it, but odd decision. But anyway. You might just go back and get an ability from the elite, if that's a possibility. If we could score attack up, that would be fantastic. So, we'll just throw some item, be shiny. That archer has to die. Shoot. I think I can. Yeah. Uh-oh. I think Elgus has gone into some kind of weird AI mode where you don't actually do anything. Oh, come on. Alright. Well, I'm gonna move to kill this archer because he's proving to be troublesome. Let's see. The range. Dead. 5. She is going to try to get that treasure. Could be something good. Nothing great, but good. Take that. 3 damage. How do you like them? Come on, Elgus. Come on, Elgus. Oh, Elgus, you have to kill that character. Oh no. Elgus, please. Yes, 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 you're a hero, Elgus. You may be a snob, you may be a hot-headed bastard, but you are pretty good with a bow. Okay, so how many turns does Ramza have left? Oh dear. Oh dear. So that item we could have picked up was not really that great anyway. It's something we can just buy at Igro's castle next turn. If it was one of the special items that that character had. Sorry, not next turn, but right after this mission. So, let's watch one of the better animated scenes in this game. Gustav, why don't you give up? The revolution can never succeed. What we need is food and a place to sleep, not ideas. We need it now. It's only the present. You have to fix the basics. Think you'll do that? I don't think so, Wiegraf. Never! Is that all you want to say? Gustav, goodbye. That's what Wiegraf does to traitors. So this is maybe the first time in the game that Delta has actually shown any kind of position or opinion about what's going on instead of just delivering facts. Believes the Death Core will destroy itself through just this sort of infighting that we saw. Marquis Elmdor is alright. Mission accomplished, you might say. So now, to save. And I just wanted to go to the bar and take a look at the rumors. I forgot to take a look at these before, and they give us kind of the backstory from FFT. So this one gives us some information about the Death Corps. Hijackings and abductions are rampant. They've been making trouble for the Hokuten Knight. King Omdolia. So there's a sickly king, and the queen, Elia, is actually ruling the kingdom. Year's War was ignited when King Diwanu died, without naming a successor. The throne was succeeded by Diwanu's brother, Valoa, but Denamunda of Ivalis declared war. This was only an excuse. The real reason was because of Zelamonia, territory of Ivalis running along the Ordelian border. It was once independent, but was annexed over a century ago after an invasion. Ivalis supported Ordelia, but the result was failure. Unrest among the nobles and in the cities of Zelamonia, along with Ordelia's rule, led them to seek intervention from Ivalis. With victories in the early battles, Ivalis's army marched on the capital of Bura, but King Denamunda fell ill and was never to return to his kingdom. Fusion gave the Ordelian army an opportunity, as Valoa was successful in holding off Ivalis's army. Approximately two-year stalemate was broken by the Romandan army's invasion. Romanda is a military state separated from Ivalis by the Larner Channel. Under King Valoa's orders, a blood relative, they marched on Ivalis, but Denamunda, who succeeded King Denamunda, I believe that's a translation error, was a brave warrior against both the Romanda and Ordelian armies. An outbreak of bubonic plague in Romanda forced them to retreat in 3 years, so that's probably the same plague that killed Delita's parents. Two squads most effective in the war were the Hokuten, led by Balbanes, Ramses' father, and the Nanten, led by TG Sid. So Hokuten means literally northern sky, and Nanten means southern sky. I believe that's actually how they were translated in the Smith translation, but for some reason they were not translated in the English version, and my friends and I used to always call the Hokuten Knights the Hokuten Knights when we were younger. We had no idea that this word actually came from Japanese. They scored many victories as they marched on Ordelia, but the Long War was disastrous for both administrations. Farmers' revolts and riots broke out in many areas as both kingdoms focused their war efforts within their borders. This made another stalemate, broken only by the death of King Denamunda. Is this Denamunda II, I guess? Widely believed to be assassinated. The successor, Omdolia, was not fit to lead the kingdom, so that is the present king. Left all matters of state to the elder statesman and the queen. Therefore, there was no power to drive the troops of Prince Leonard, Valoa's successor, out. After allowing the invasion of Zeltenia, battles that both the Hokuten and the Nanten fought in, Ivalis hoped for peace. Realizing the war was useless, both kingdoms agreed on peace, focusing their efforts within their respective borders. Although the agreement was bilateral, Ivalis surrendered. Soon after, Ivalis's economy was on the brink of bankruptcy because of severe war reparations. Payments could not be made to returning soldiers, and large groups of knights were discharged. As a result, high unemployment, uncertainty, and distrust filled Ivalis. So, for all intents and purposes, Ivalis lost the war. real need to save here, but I guess I'll do it anyway. So I don't know if you found that backstory interesting at all. It's quite confusing and poorly translated. But I guess, you know, you can kind of see that maybe Ivalis is in a similar position to Germany after World War I, and you could maybe see the Death Corps being a little bit like the Freikorps in post-World War I Germany, in the Weimar Republic. But they are, of course, you know, socialistic or communistic in some way, fighting for equality, whereas the Freikorps, as far as I know, were fairly, or rather extremely conservative, and ultimately were fascist. So you can kind of see parallels to various historical situations that Xeno might have drawn on, but this is its own story, and can't make a one-to-one comparison with any of these things. Alright, well that is it for this long episode of Let's Play FFT Rebirth. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.